Welcome back. It's been ages. I've not really done any solo board gaming, neither on camera nor off camera, for months now, and which also explains the lack of videos. But I do want to get back into it, at least as much as I can squeeze it in here and there, because I'm quite busy at the moment. But I'm doing this video today, a bit of a different video. Probably saw it from the title. The new Mini Rogue expansion, or Season 2 as it's called, new chapter, whatever the correct term is here, just arrived. And this is the Kickstarter, which has now been like, is it 2 years in the making or something? It's been a while. I actually should go back and check. But yeah, I've not looked in here except for removing the cardboard parcel around it, because that had my name and address on it. And this is now all packed up. There you can see the box already. Same size as the original Mini Rogue box. And a bunch of additional stuff. And we'll go through what I ordered, or, well, can't really say order, but what I pledged for in the Kickstarter campaign, because I did not get everything available. I mainly got new gameplay content and not so much any of the things that are just for looks, like the holographic cards or the special plastic meeples or twin pills or whatever. I didn't get those, I believe. But it's been a while since I did the pledge, so maybe I'll be surprised as well. Yeah, let's open this up here. Actually, this is probably going to be terrible on camera with the foil, so I'll just cut the foil and cut the footage. Okay, got all the foil removed, at least from the console here. Yeah, so Mini Rogue doesn't even say Season 2 here. The Kickstarter was called Season 2. The console, 1 to 2 players. Again, if you mix in the base game, you can play up to 3 in co-op or 4 with the Overlord. And let's have a look in here. Yeah, looks to be the same box as the base game. Additional rules. So I guess this is stuff that's new in the second season. And here's the Mini Rogue rulebook, which I guess is the same as the first season. No, but these graphics are new and the rulebook's a lot thicker. So I think they overhauled the rulebook. I hope not only aesthetically, but also clarifying some things, because there were a few rule questions in the first game that weren't entirely clear. So yeah, maybe this is the base game rulebook and this is new stuff for the console. At least that's what it seems like. Campaign. Okay, so I don't know much about this. I sort of heard, but I didn't look into all the updates of the Kickstarter. I didn't really follow them too much. Okay, so seems to be, that's cool, kind of like a, you know, what's it called, like pick your own adventure, choose your own adventure book type style, with the numbered entries, and then here go to 39, go to 15. And there's win conditions. Okay, that seems cool to play through. So connecting several games of Mini Rogue with different setups and so on. And there's some cheat sheets, and this time there's actually 2 of them. The first game there was only 1 cheat sheet, which this makes sense if this is a 2-player game to have 2. And now here's the game components. Pretty similar to what we're used to. Let's dump these out. Got a new blue meeple for the Crusader and a red one, which I guess this is supposed to be one of the new characters. I did see that in some update, I think, that there's a Plague Doctor themed character. And the usual wooden cubes, usual pack of candy, and dice. Oh, this is wedged in here and completely bent. That's a bit annoying. So these are the character tokens. Nice. Yeah, the cardboard is bent, but that's only the residual slug here and not the token itself, so it's completely fine. So this can go in the trash. And yeah, we know all these. This is very similar to the base game. There's only one set of dice, I'm noticing. The base game had 2 sets, one for each player. I mean, I guess you can, take turns. You're not rolling at the same time or rolling off, but I don't know. Feels like a bit of a downgrade, because it's nice if you're sitting at the table that both players can have their own set of dice, but not so important for me because obviously I have the base game and there's plenty of dice in there. And these are the cards. Alright, I'm gonna have a quick look through, and there's some new stuff here. I'm gonna have a quick look through them, but we'll not talk in depth about every single card, I think. Can't get this open. Alright, that was kind of hard to open. So Ravenous Rats, a new monster. Kind of scratched up there, the card in the top corner. I don't know if you can see that. It's got like scuff marks there. Don't think that was me opening it then. An archer. A murder of crows. So this is one of the newer mechanics apparently. Got like a counter at the bottom. So many symbols, I don't know. City guard. I think they're related. Brothers maybe. Bridge. That's a trap. Okay, we're into the traps now. Bridge trap. Yeah, pretty standard sort of trap. Fail and success. Failure and success. Ooh, that looks nasty. Especially those bad failures here. A sleeping guardian. Man, fight an unused or defeated boss at random. Okay, just a trap that could have you run into a boss fight. Sure, why not? Alarm tower. Keep this card until the end of the floor. You have to resolve monster rooms twice. Okay, cool idea for a card. So if you get caught sneaking around and then you're suddenly swarmed with more encounters, but does sound really terrible. Imagine that, and then running into the deathbed. Oh, some stuff just fell over. We've got a whole pile of stuff to go through, so I'm gonna speed up here a bit. Treasure card, they seem to have made this a little more clear. That was always a point of confusion with how much money you get for facing what, and now they've just spelled it out. A nook, nice, a new bonfire card. I was waiting for some more of those. Lore cards there. Weapon crate, similar to the armory, I think it's called. Potion bandolier. This is nice. That's cool. Cool new item. So allows you to carry 1 extra potion. And I guess always comes with a holy potion if you pick it up. Nice. The Dark Codex. You have to roll a skill check to pick it up. And then this has some wild abilities. Fireplace. Okay, so now we're into these tomb type cards. This reminds me of the, what's it called? Like the empty shelter, healing up to 10. Some prison cells. So there's some parallels to the base game. I'm also wondering if mixing all of this in will really make the game better. But maybe we'll talk about that at the end. Not to be skeptical. But yeah, old clock, soldier's hideout, a lot of stuff to find there. And here's some new traders, the ritualist. Yeah, interesting. Buys potions for very cheap. And the blacksmith. Okay, so we've got the forge and now we have the blacksmith. Cheaper armor there. Can pick up the card. You can buy a throwing hammer. Discard to inflict 5 damage. That's cool stuff, cool new stuff with the items and the picking up cards. The church. This is the candle type, so like the altar, I think, in the old Mini Rogue. That's the rewards card, and now you can actually choose to gain 2 gold or a lore card. That's new. Is there the ghost on the back? No, the criminal. Interesting, so this is like the ghost, but for the city. So we've got the dungeon theme with the ghost, and now we have the city theme with the criminal and the guards and so on. Interesting. Whoop. And now what is this? This is a boss. The Arcanist. With some illusory copies there. Sorry, I'm facing the cards away from the camera. The Honor Guard, which is armor. Oof. I don't know what this little archway here means. Or this arrow. It's an arrow, I think. The Inquisitor has like a shield in a swirl. I'm just gonna guess that's like magic resistance or something. Although that's on the... Wait, that's on the attack, not on the Inquisitor. I don't know. I have no idea. The Lawmaster, bow and arrow. The King's Remains. Is this like Ox Remains? Yeah, drops the ox blood. The King's Remains look kinda wild. Only 6 damage. Not like Orc with 8 and 9 damage. And gives a potion for the first phase. That's interesting. But the armor, so... This is probably still a tough guy. The Avatar. Face the Avatar. Alright. The Rat Catcher. Oh, cool. New characters now, yeah. And the Plague Doctor. And the Flagellant. And the Alchemist. Okay, so those are new 4 base game characters. I'll have a bit more detailed look into those, because I am interested in those. Lose 1 food to roll an extra character die for the whole combat sequence. That's cool. I mean, I don't know. I don't have food to spare very often, but extra die sounds good. But you can gain food by using the exploration skill. Yeah, that's nice. Then this is great survivability, actually, just being able to gain food after resolving monster or trap. Especially on the later floors. I'm struggling for food so often. That seems very strong, actually, just the exploration there. A player in your room that is poisoned may lose 1 heart to gain a poison potion. Or a player in your room gains 5 hearts and the poison condition. Interesting. If at 7 HP or below, all your dice gain +1 for the remainder of the combat sequence. Nice. Encouraging you to play risky. Lose 3, gain 1 XP and 1 gold. Nice. Spend 3 gold to gain any potion. Alright, this seems so strong, because I'm always or often just waiting to come across shops, because you get a lot of gold and then you don't find any vendors or traders, and all the gold goes to waste, and just having an inherent ability to spend the gold, and then for potions as well, I think this might still be strong if it was for a higher price, if it was like 6 gold for a potion, because the standard price is 5. That would still seem strong to me, just to be able to really convert your gold into value on the fly. But this seems extremely strong, especially any potion. Just getting like healing potions or holy potions. I mean, it's once per floor, sure. Okay, combat stances. We had the same ones in the base game, but I've not used them yet. And there's some lore cards which I don't want to spoil so much, but apparently some more options for the different classes there. And now we've got the Seer, the Cardinal, and the Jester. So this is for that versus mode, I think. And here's some interesting looking cards. This is all for the versus mode. I did see a bit of that. I think if we keep looking here into the box, that's going to explain it. So yeah, reminds me of the base game a lot. Who would have thought? A lot of the cards seem like kind of reskinned, but also reworked versions of the base game. I saw a lot of stuff I liked there, and that was still similar but different to the base game. So that's good to see. Yeah, character board. Only one character board? Or maybe I was completely wrong. Maybe you can't play this in co-op. Maybe you can play this solo or 1v1, and that's why there's only one character board and only one set of dice. Does seem like it. So the base game was solo or co-op, so this might be solo or versus. And then if you combine them, you can play more co-op. The skill tree seems to have become a little more complicated. I've also not yet used the skill tree in the base game. There is one on the back of the boards, allowing you to level up and so on. I'm just realizing how much base game content I've not touched yet. There's the city. Monster HP still only goes up to 50. I really thought they would increase that, because there's actually some monsters in the base game already, or in the expansions for the base game, that will have like 60 HP if you play co-op. And the cathedral, so similar vibe as the base game, 2 different maps with slightly different placement. This is interesting if you fall down here, how they've put sorry, I'm holding this really awkwardly. How they've put the 6 beneath the 4 there instead of the 3, so if you fall down, it's a little switcheroo there. And yeah, this is the Overlord board, and also has the skill tree on the back. Yeah, and that's the whole versus thing with the cards we saw in the end. I believe you put this here, and this is sort of one player plays the usual adventurer and one player plays the end boss or something, like the dungeon. And these cards we had down here, I'm not sure how they are gained, probably explains it somewhere here, but these are then stacked under here. I saw this in the Kickstarter, this was in the very early concepts as well, giving the final boss, or the dungeon master, whatever you want to call it, like extra powers or effects. Interesting stuff. So very new system there and new mechanics, which I'm intrigued to get into. Probably not on the channel, because it's not really for solo. I don't think you can play solo against the Overlord, but maybe you can. We'll have to find out. Maybe there's like an sort of automata or playing against the game mode there. But all in all, cool stuff. box is already quite full. I am noticing this is full of little paper, like debris or dust, which is really showing on the black background here. So as you can see, it looks like a starry night sky suddenly. Yeah, but that's always with new games, straight from the factory. I've had that before, and the new meeples are cool. And I guess we'll take the chance to have a look at the wizard meeple. Nice yellow wizard meeple can go in there. And the bag of candy again. Okay, so that's the new Mini Rogue base game, Season 2, Mini Rogue the Council. Cool new stuff. Already seems very interesting, and now we still have this whole pile to go through. Although there's some cosmetics there as well, I think. I maybe misremembered. I think I did order some bling and not just gameplay content, I'm now realizing. Okay, so let's get into the Mountain of Torments expansion, because this seems like the most interesting thing in the pile there, content-wise. And when saying content, I mean like gameplay content, new cards, new mechanics, so on. And we'll do the extra bits and bobs at the end. Nice little box. 7 modules: Delving, Mountains of Torments, the Tormented Rooms, Cursed Jewelry, Scrolls, the Condemned, and the Zealot of the Old Gods. Whatever that is. Mini Rogue base game or Mini Rogue the Council expansion are required to play. Okay, so you can integrate this with the Council or with the base game. I'm really excited to just shuffle all of it together into one huge game. But as I said, I want to talk about that maybe for a few seconds at the end. Because I've mentioned this before, that all the expansions are kind of watering down the deck of cards. And suddenly, while in the base game there were 3 monsters, like there are here, so you could face a maximum of 3 monsters on one floor. If you mix all the expansions in, there's so many monster cards, you can get really unlucky and face a floor with like 5 monsters. And although it's rare and it should even out, it's just more swingy, right? Because, and here I go talking about it now, and I said I would talk about it at the end. Yeah, it just can happen that you have a completely empty floor because you just find like traps and like vendors, or I don't know, just not combat, and you can then have a floor that's chock full of combat. And of course that could happen before, but if there's only 3 cards, it's a bit of a pigeonhole problem, or what you could call it. Obviously if there's 9 cards in the floor, or 8, and you only have 3 monsters, you can't get a floor full of monsters, and so there was sort of less variety. So I was already thinking about if it would be smart to shuffle together all the monsters in one pile, all the traps in one pile, all the gravestone or altar cards in one pile before the game, and then before each game pick out say 3 monsters, 2 traps, 2 gravestone cards, 1 vendor or 2 vendors, like the same ratio as in the base game. And so you're playing with a small deck every time. Just the contents of that small deck change around. But still there's not like the fear of just getting ripped off or screwed, I should say, by randomly coming across a bunch of monsters or something like that. But that is a lot more setup. Okay, done ranting. I'll remove the foil from this. Okay, there we are. Yeah, on that thought, You could also say that's just a new challenge of the game and you have to play around that, like cards like the Crow that allow you to switch out rooms, skip rooms, or manipulate room cards just become much more valuable then to deal with those sorts of flaws. But then again, then you'd have to come across the Crow in a deck of I don't know how many rooms. Okay, so here we have the Condemned, new character, and some purple Doritos there. Don't know what that's about. Up and down, and then gold as well. So this is like the treasure card or the rewards. No, the treasure card. Yeah, the treasure chest, but with purple Doritos there. The horror. Okay, gray boss item. Icon. Interesting. Okay, sorry for the jarring cut, but I just brought the camera down because we didn't really need the wide shot anymore. And then you can see the cards better. Okay, so new character. Some stuff with purple triangles. Item. Orb of Light. The Abyssal Veil. Yeah, trap. If I sound confused, that's because I am. Astral Chamber. The Altar. Cool artwork on that. Lots of ominous symbols there. Okay, here's some more triangles. Thanaturgic Presence. What does that mean? Opportunistic Aura. Oppressive Exhalation. What's the back to these? Ah, okay. There's actually some stuff on the back there. I had a feeling, because it had no artwork at all on it. Sovereign of Despair, Lord of Greed, Lady of Nightmares. Let's look at those. Show off the artwork here. You know, as always, I think Mini Rogue. Ooh, creepy with the hands there. And the Lady of Nightmares. Mini Rogue, I've come to really like the artwork. The art style has that simplistic, sort of flat colors, cartoonish sort of look, which none of those are meant in a negative way, just descriptive. And might not be for everyone, but I said before, what annoys me the most in games is not a certain style of artwork, it's if they mix up styles, if it doesn't seem very coherent or cohesive. I don't know the word. But Mini Rogue really picked a style, ran with it, and has been executing that ever since, and so everything looks really good together. We've got ring cards, I guess. Ring of Control, Radiant Amulet. Oh, actually I think I saw these in one of the updates, right. These are like items that have a little cost associated to refresh, if I'm correct. Which is a fun idea and a fun thing to find. So this talk about modules here, I might have to look into the Mountains of Torment's rules, but sounds like maybe these are independent parts of the expansion and you can sort of mix them in as you wish. So probably these items are one module and then the purple Dorito stuff is one module. Blessed. Okay. Hashtag blessed. A torch. This is so... Okay, this is really out there. Wow, there's so many of these cards. Okay, we've got torch cards now, I guess. What's it mean? No idea. This might be a lot to throw in all at once in your first game. Blessed. Countless doors. A skill check and you can have some Results there, lose to health, nothing happens. Endless staircase, old staircase. Is this like, I think this is when transitioning between floors, because it says staircase and so on, like extra small, very small events for the transition between the floors. Pay or die. Suddenly the font is all crazy here. Goblin Village, Bandit Camp, Forbidden Gate. You know, fun idea. All the talk about artwork, and suddenly I'm realizing this deck of cards. There's a lot of cool stuff here, like Sacred River, old mine cards, the Goblin Village, the Bandit Camp, the Toxic Tunnels, and so on. Would kind of be nice if we didn't have to imagine them and there was some artwork for this. Seems like there's just like yellow torch good and purple torch bad. Yeah, but still a cool idea gameplay wise. Seems like a very small thing, if it is what I think it is. Scroll of Abundance, create food, create meal. Okay. Is that an item? It's got its own symbol here. Reroll any die, take the best result. Now this sounds strong. Change the result of any die. Scroll of Barkskin. Gain armor for the combat sequence. Scroll of Shapeshifting. Use a skill of an unused character. Okay, we're getting wild now. Or swap your character card with an unused character. Nice. Finally a way for me to get a win with the cleric. I'm aware I still don't have a win with the cleric in the base game. Just do a whole run playing as the mage or as the priestess, and then at the very end we'll swap to the cleric and defeat Orc. Scroll of Life, Scroll of Lightning. Yeah, scrolls. How do you get them? I don't know. Do you just find them? I don't know. But new items. This is a lot of stuff, a lot of small just stuff. I will say. The Champions Remains. 50 of 100. Ah, no, 50 probably solo and 100 if you're playing co-op or two-player. Venom, Recover, Flank, Lunge. He has 4 attacks. Interesting. Maybe 4 stages. I don't know. Or maybe he cycles through those attacks. That's kind of interesting. Monsters with different attacks, if that is what it is. But he's got a bunch of symbols on there. And he's got the boss icon and the Ox Blood. So maybe this is just... Yeah, maybe... I don't know. This is a delving card. Yeah, no, makes sense. Right. So probably this is another final boss you can face. And the Soothsayer is a vendor that sells Doritos. Alright. I'll have to find out what the purple Doritos are about. So what have we found? The delving. That was probably the torches. Mountain of Torments. Maybe this is a mountain actually, not a Dorito. Okay. The Tormented Rooms. I don't know. Cursed Jewelry. That was those 3 little... these ones, I guess. Scrolls. We've seen the scrolls. The Condemned. Yeah, that's the character. And the Zealot of the Old Gods. No, I don't know what the Zealot of the Old Gods... The Champions Remains? No. Is that on the back? No. I'm not sure. Okay. But interesting stuff, and also I'm not getting into the lore here, but Old Gods, that's like reminiscent of the Old Gods expansion of Mini Rogue. Maybe there's some connection there. Yeah. So many cards. Okay. I feel like I'm gonna have to look for a bigger box for Mini Rogue or somehow stash everything in the 2 boxes or something, especially when these are sleeved up. Cool stuff, Mountains of Torments. I'm gonna have to move on. There's still so much stuff left here. I'll probably start playing with the different expansions and so on at some point. So yeah, I'm sorry I can't get a close look into every single card, but I'll be here for hours. Step into the portal and meet the altar or ego of all the Mini Rogue adventurers, yet with looks and skills changed. Okay, I do remember this. Initially this was... Ooh, it's kind of silvery. Initially this was just a... like a bling thing, I think. Just a cosmetic thing where they had a guest artist redo the artwork for the character cards. And as I said, I kind of like when all the art has the same style in the game and fits with each other. So I wasn't really thrilled or interested in ordering this, especially because I don't need a second copy of a character card I already have. But then apparently a lot of people thought so, because they convinced Nuts Publishing on the Kickstarter, at least that's what it sounded like, to also give these a bit of gameplay value. Is this... Oh, this is like a hook box. And that's what the changed skills are about. So actually, instead of just getting... Ooh, this looks very different. This looks extremely different. Very cool, I have to say. I'm not hating on the artwork. I just want to be clear. I'm just saying, having this card mixed in with the others is kind of weird. Kind of stands out, right? Yeah, but so they reprinted all of the characters. I guess the occultist is one we haven't seen yet, which maybe that was one of the Kickstarter characters. And now there's 4 characters per color, so 16 characters. This is a lot of characters. And they've given all of them a new or changed skill, I think. So the conjuration skill for the mage, for example, seems to be the same, if I remember correctly. Just use an offensive potion. But old wisdom, that's definitely new. Do not refresh your skills when visiting a bonfire. Ooh, interesting. That's like a negative. Alchemist. I don't know the base alchemist, so... Inflict 2 damage per monster room card set aside and boss defeated. Each time you defeat a monster in combat, except the ghost, set its card aside until you change floor. So sort of powering up. But and boss defeated, that's cool. You know, combat skill that scales with the level. Interesting. It could get strong if you're down to the final boss. It's 6 damage at least for 3 defeated bosses. And then, what would that be? Like maybe 1 monster on the floor. So like 6 to 8 damage. Not bad. The witch. Ah, so the unholy ritual or whatever it's called is missing here. And instead, we've got the crow, permanent crow. Oh, cool. It's even there in the picture. Yeah, I've really come around on the crow. I don't know if anyone's noticed, probably if you've watched the early Mini Rogue videos, I was hating on the crow. I really see its value now. Yeah, very cool artwork, fun stuff. The thief with the swastika key, what the hell? No, not really. Okay, I was caught off guard there for a second. And yeah, maybe a little unlucky key design there. Priestess, Plague Dog, Druidess. Yeah, that's one of the new characters as well. From the... Is it one of the promos, I think? I've got her from Essen, from the Essen Spiel, but I've not played as her yet. And there's Bones, looking badass. Yeah, so cool artwork. I'm glad I picked this up. It's gonna take... Well, this is scary looking. It's gonna take me forever to get through. Wow, okay, these packs are crazy. And there's the eagle. I keep interrupting myself. It's gonna take me forever if I want to get through all these characters. Since I'm also missing the priest as well, or the cleric, or what he's called. So yeah, a win with the cleric, that is. So I have a lot of Mini Rogue still to play. I am now realizing, and also I can't really see this. Okay, cool stuff. So used to be just bling, but turned into some new and changed characters. I don't know if they're radically different, probably not, but still cool thing they did that. Okay, so speaking of the occultist, here's the occultist and the tinkerer. I guess these are two new characters. They were just in their own little baggie here. I'm not sure. Maybe this is a Kickstarter exclusive. Maybe this was another one of those add-ons for like $1 or something. I'm really not sure. But cool to have them. I always like new characters because that really changes up the game. And now we're only left with this whole pile of stuff. Maybe let's start with this. This looks familiar. And this is, I now remember, kind of cosmetic, but kind of quality of life. These are dungeon boards with indents for the cubes, and these were already produced for the first season as well. They had them in their web store, and I had thought about buying these before, but I think they were sold out, and then I was kind of like, no, kind of unnecessary, especially to pay shipping on those. And then they offered in the Kickstarter campaign to that you can add these in to be delivered with your pledge. Yeah, these are thick because these are double, or this is triple layered even. Crazy. This won't make the box any more spacious. So I don't know where to keep those, but yeah. This is cool. I don't have the cubes here to try them out, but I assume they fit, and this seems to be kind of similar at the bottom, but for the new season. I'll open up this package here. I hope that didn't sound terrible. So now it has really snowed on my desk here. All of the little cardboard bits. And what's all this stuff about? This is so much stuff. So this seems to be the same thing, but for the new dungeon board, or the city board maybe, I should say. Yeah, city and cathedral. The overlord in double layered. That is nice. Still got the campaign on the back and one more character sheet, double layered. So do these ones have the old campaign on the back, I wonder? Yeah, so there's some changes here, definitely. Yeah, there's a lot of white dust coming off of these. It's not so nice, but the black background really makes it stand out. And here's something new. Mini Rogue alternate dungeon mats. This probably was some extra Kickstarter thing. There was some stuff that, because I pledged obviously at the beginning of the campaign, and then there was some stuff unlocked or added on during the campaign that I didn't even... Okay, so I see now where the white dust is coming from. These edges are not really cleanly cut. Okay. Yeah, so some of this stuff I don't think I ever intentionally pledged for, but just got added in during the campaign, which, you know, I'll take it, of course. So double layered as well, or triple layered. And this looks wild. So the spire and the necropolis, and then you've got like monsters, or actually these are boss symbols. Yeah, it's a little hard to grasp right now, but when playing through that step by step, And so what are these? Like lore card shortcuts? Interesting stuff. Probably says all about it here. I'll just hold that like this. So if you want to read that, you can. I will probably do so off camera at a later point in time. And we're almost done. Still a little bit of stuff left. I don't remember this. What is this? Stickers, looks like. Can put some Mini Rogue stickers on your laptop or whatever to really represent the solo board gaming. Can't even get those out of here. Yeah, seems to be sticker sheets. Okay, stickers. Treasure map, 1 card, how to play. At the end of the preparation phase, roll the die. The reward for this area is indicated by the result of the die roll. To get it, you must follow the path indicated by the result of the die roll. Ah, okay, and these are the different paths you can take through the area. I don't know, interesting little extra card. Don't know where to put it. There's the Druidess and the Astrologer and the Tower of the Elephant and the Anku. Oh, actually this, I think, was like a lore card contest they held. Where some of the backers could write lore cards and submit ideas for them. Okay, more lore cards. And even more lore cards. The Dragon Slayer. These might be the international, because they have a little flag in the corner, like the international lore cards. I think the top countries where the most backers were from, they wrote lore cards based on like fairy tales or local legends from those countries, I believe, like folklore inspired lore cards. More lore cards always appreciated. They just go in the pile and make the lore cards have more variety. And now there's the Druidess. Actually, I'm now unsure if this is right that I received this, because I think I got this from Essen, or I'm mixing things up here. Yeah, this is the Druidess shifting to bear form. Got the Corrupted, another one with the purple Doritos there. A new boss, I guess. Noxious Aura, Spiritual Tiara. Was there not enough space in the Mountains of Torment box and they just put a few single cards here? Or these might be stretch goals added in later. Yeah, these might be like Kickstarter exclusive cards. Actually, I think that's what that is, these single cards here. Feels like if you were gonna buy the Mountains of Torment from the web store now or from retail, you'll probably get this box, right? And in the Kickstarter they throw in these extra little things. And here's an extra, whatever it's called, like what was it called? Like Overlord. Yeah, and a bit more cursed jewelry and another lore card. Interesting. I mean, more variety. Not that there wasn't already a pile of stuff here. So this is everything from the Kickstarter packet that I got, except for these dungeon boards, because I couldn't fit them in the frame. Although these ones are obviously just the same as the existing ones. This one's new game content. Maybe I'll put this here as well. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff. There's definitely some stuff I wasn't aware of that probably got added in during the campaign, and I just didn't read the updates closely. But yeah, we've got the Mountains of Torment which sounds really interesting with the different modules, like random cards here that I don't know what exactly they're for. The whole, I'm now saying this is probably the Mountain of Torment and not the Purple Dorito. The Cursed Jewelry, that sounds interesting. Even got an extra one of those here in the random, which I'm just assuming are stretch goal Kickstarter exclusive stuff, or cards they forgot to put in and then had to put in afterwards, but I doubt that. Lots of new characters, got the scrolls, new boss here, new trader, got this pile of torches, which is probably the thing I'm least excited about. I'm not sure, but yeah, doesn't seem huge gameplay wise, and also, as I said, artwork wise, like the artwork's cool, but it's all the same, so I don't know. The Beyond the Portal stuff, which I've left in the box here, all the new cool looking characters, or re-portaled characters, bunch of new lore cards, of course all the lore cards in the base game as well, and the base game, the new base game, this treasure map. Yeah, so many bits and bobs. I'll have to get these sorted and read a lot of rules now, and then decide what I want to play with actually, because as I said, if I just throw everything into the base game that I already own, I think it's going to be a very overwhelming first game. But nevertheless, I'm excited about this stuff, especially the co-op and versus stuff, because I do want to play this with friends or my partner. And don't forget the candy and the stickers here. Okay, cool. If you've sat through all of this, I hope you now have a kind of an idea of what Season 2 is and what the different expansions contain. As I said, I don't exactly know what of this is retail and if there's anything that's Kickstarter exclusive. I believe in the first Mini Rogue, even the Kickstarter exclusive stuff, which was the Old Gods expansion, you could just buy on the web store. So I don't know if there actually is anything that will stay exclusive or if it will just take a bit of time until they release it as well. But even without that stuff, I think there's a lot here, a lot to explore and to try out, and especially new systems, not just reskins or rewriting of the old game, but yeah, the new characters, the new items here, the mountains, the what have you, the new enemies, all of that stuff. Seems very interesting. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Oh, and I know this isn't candy, just before anyone comments or is afraid I'll eat it. I am aware.